It's the 13th of March. We've had our youth intake and it's the worst one we've had so far. Might be the worst intake we've actually had in any video I've done in a very long time. At least Varga's a 4.5-star potential player, I suppose. That being said, he's actually an attacking midfielder. I don't use attacking midfielders, though I can train him further back, so it might be a waste of his ability, but I'm going to use it anyway. He's 5 foot though, and has 1 jumping reach. Thankfully, I'm not going to ask him to do a lot of jumping, but that's still funny either way. We've had a load against you last met, and we've got a big game today. I've also made a load of signings. Julio Cesar is the first of those signings. He's a Bolivian centre-back who's also Brazilian. 3 caps for Bolivia. He's in my reserves team right now and has got 4.5 potential ability. I signed him on the free transfer. It made sense in my mind, even though he's unambitious. So he's useful. He's a centre-back, and I didn't need him, but I thought, why not? I might as well sign him and see if I can make a lot of money from him in the future, you know? Brian Law is official at the club. He is looking quite good and might be the next wonder kid in our ranks, so he's exciting to say the least. I'm really happy with his development so far. The fact he's only been here for half a year and already looks like he's becoming exciting might be a sign that Carlos Borges' time at the club could be coming to an end with this guy coming through to replace him. It might be. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but he's got 2 years left in his contract, so I should give this guy a new contract sooner rather than later. Pijman Camille is also official at the club. He's back on loan to LA Galaxy. We signed for 12 grand. It makes sense. And yes, we're paying him 13 grand a week. But still, he's getting development. He's a cheap transfer. If I can make a few million from this guy, I will. And I'll very happily take the money too, if he turns out to not be very good. We also signed Claudine Vieira on a free transfer because I had the option. He became available and I thought, you know what, let's get him. Yes, he has injury problems. Yes, he's inconsistent, but he's a free transfer. I can make a lot of money from this guy as far as I'm concerned. It made sense in my mind to bring the guy in. We also signed Milan Brezniks for £1.3 million from Maribor. I've had this guy on my radar for a few seasons now, and I finally decided to pull the trigger. He's back on loan at Maribor. I don't think he's actually played. Has he played since he's come back? No. I don't know if I've made the right call with him, but he was also a bench player for them. £1.3 million. If I can make a profit for this guy, great. If he can become an extremely good player, even better. He's considered a good player for our division and could improve a lot. I might just send him out on loan next year to teams in the division, but I don't know yet. It's a punt that I think is going to pay off. But one more player I sent out on loan was Milan Hambalek. Now, I didn't plan on loaning him out, but with the emergence of my 2 really good wingers now on the left-hand side in Salazar and Gonzalez, it made sense to let this guy go out on loan, continue to help him develop a homegrown nation status in our country. Yes, he loses the homegrown club status with me, but homegrown nation in Hungary is still important from our point of view. And he's also a Ferencváros who need the players that they can get. He also got sent off for the cup, and I think they lost in the cup. So indirectly, he might actually stop Ferencváros and win the cup. So, yay? I don't know if that's a yay or not. Either way, that's the last major transfer story I'm going to talk about. We've had a load against his last Mets. Let's talk about them. The first game we had was a 2-0 defeat against Bayern Munich, and we held on until the 71st minute before we lost the first game. Davies finds Veloso, and Veloso scores the opening goal. And then we concede another goal 2 minutes later, and it was disappointing, but Singo finds Victor. Victor's not missing that. It's a good goal, and we just didn't deal with those, unfortunately enough. I was a bit disappointed with the performance, honestly. I thought we could do better, but it's no shame at all. It's Bayern Munich at their ground. They were always going to be good. We then hosted Porto and beat them 1-0. Balanta, of all players, gets at the end of this free kick and scores the only goal of the game to win us the match against Porto, which meant one very, very important thing. We finished in 18th place in the league phase, and we're in the knockout playoff round for the very first time. So, that was a good season from our point of view. Some big teams were knocked out in the form of Gladbach and Celtic and Galatasaray, Benfica, Club Brugge, Dinamo Zagreb, Copenhagen. Some teams I thought would be doing better And we managed to get through by 2 points anyway, so we did well for ourselves, and we proved ourselves to be a good team. The fact that Shakhtar only got 7 points is also a shock to me, but there you go. Some big teams have gone, but a lot of big teams still remain. Who we got in the next round, I'll let you discover as we go through the remaining fixtures. The next game we had was against Pekisaga, and we beat them by 3-2. Brian Law scores the opening goal of the game inside the first 5 minutes, so that's good. And I'm not going to let that distract me from anything else. We rotated the squad for the next game in the Champions League, and Garnev decided to be really good again, scoring to make it 2-0 inside 28 minutes. We then conceded from a long throw, and it wasn't initially long throw that did it, but the play back that did it, and we were surprised by that. We conceded it's 2-1, but then we make it 3-1. Salazar scores from another set piece, good goal there. And then we conceded from a corner. So, despite being good at set pieces ourselves, that was a really well taken set piece. Thankfully, we still won 3-2. Then we took on Newcastle in the Champions League knockout playoff round and drew 0-0 at home. So, this is our Champions League opponent. We've beaten them 2-0 here in the past, but then lost 5-2 in the second leg in the Europa League. So, could we get revenge against them in the future? Well, we'll have to find out later on in the second leg, but we definitely have a reason to want to beat them. Not only to get to the round of 16 for the first time, but also to get revenge on Newcastle United. The next game we had was against Steers Jewelry, and we beat them by 3-0. It took us until the second half to get the opening goal, but Garnev finds Law, and Law opens this account for the day. And that's good. We're looking very strong again. We are rotating our squad a lot because of the Champions League campaign also going on. Bagador finds Forbes, he finds Garnev, who finds the back of the net. And we make it 3-0 inside 88 minutes. Salazar is able to play the ball forward, and Garnev's found easily. A really good goal. And our Bulgarian striker is looking like a superstar for us. He really is. Another 3 points to our collection. We then took on Newcastle, and we beat them 2-1 at St James's Park. Salazar scored the opening goal of the game with that effort. We then conceded an equaliser in the 40th minute of the game after Isaac gets there first and scores that goal before we won it in the 49th minute of the game. Forbes plays it across to find Torrigiano, he finds Boxe, and Boxe scores the winning goal. We are in the round of 16 of the Champions League for the very first time, and we are looking forward to our next opponents. Who do we get? We'll find out in a bit. We then took on Giemot, and we beat them by 4-1. Gonzalez Gonzalez finds Garnev for the opening goal of the game. Oh, good stuff from our point of view. We make it 2. Gonzalez scores the penalty to double our lead. We then make it 3 from this free kick. Sinovic finds Law, he finds Below, he finds Garnev, and this is a really good goal. We then make it 4-0 before the end of the half. Gonzalez plays it across, and unfortunately for the goalkeeper, Law's header is caught, but Gordic tumbles into his own net. They do get a goal back from this corner. It is a really well taken corner, and Godjevic scores to make it 4-1. It's a good performance from our point of view. It's just a shame about the clean sheet. We then took on Varenvar in the 5th round of the Cup and beat them 2-1 to keep our dream of the league and Cup double alive. Bogner scores the opening goal of the game there. They actually equalised inside 36 minutes, and I genuinely believed that we could be about to be upset again in the Cup, but thankfully, we scored the last goal of the game at the end of the first half. Morris gets lucky, it finds Salazar, and Salazar absolutely makes sure that we win this game by 2-1. Another good performance. We then repeated the trick in the next game, beating Varenvar the league by 2-1 again. Gonzalez finds Zinovic, he plays across, he finds Garnev. That's the opening goal of the game. We then double our lead from this corner. Law finds Vahos, and Vahos scores that goal. It's just a shame we couldn't keep our hands on the clean sheet, but I was not concerned. Tomek plays across to Patton. Patton scores. It's 2-1, but we win the game regardless, despite the fact they had a penalty in the 30th minute, and they missed it, so we got a bit lucky there, didn't we? Unfortunately for us, our next opponent was Barcelona in the Champions League, and they took the lead inside 2 minutes, Pedri with the opening goal to give them the lead, and then they doubled their lead inside 70 minutes, and I genuinely thought at this point, we had no chance of coming back, it was over, De Jong finds Ronald Araujo. However, we got a goal back late on thanks to an own goal. Boxe finds Jorge Luis, he plays it across, and Araujo puts it in the back of his own net. It's 2-1, and that's a fast score. So we've got to go to the Camp Nou today to try and get a goal back against Barcelona. Can we do it? We'll find out later. The last game we had was against Silicasac, and we drew 1-1 to drop points in the league for the first time this season. Bokai first scores the opening goal for them. However, we did equalise, and we managed to get ourselves to share the spoils. Inside 48 minutes, Sinevuk is able to be found, well, Forbes is able to be found by Balanta. A good goal there, 1-0 score, and we drop points at the first time in the league this season. And despite that, we are still 23 points clear at the end of this period in the league. We're going to take on Barcelona now and hope we can cause an upset. Along with ourselves, Porto are at Bayern Munich. They lost 3-0 in the first leg, so don't expect anything from them. Juventus go to Manchester United defending a 1-goal lead. RB Leipzig and AC Milan have a 1-0 draw. And in the last couple of fixtures, Arsenal beat Inter, Man City beat Bologna, PSG were knocked out by Liverpool despite having the perfect record in the Champions League phase, and Real Madrid knocked out Ajax. So I know my game plan, I know what I need to do. This is going to be our lineup. Kavlina, Hoenvik, Kusura, Vajos and Vieira in the back line. Balanta, Trujano and Boxe in midfield. Borges, Salazar and Bogner in the wings and up front. So, let's see how we do today. There are some players who are not very fit, who probably should not be even anywhere close to the game, but we're going to trust them regardless because we might as well, eh? It's good to have options on and off the bench. Let's hope for the best, shall we? Okay, so we lost 4-0 last time we were here. I'm hoping for better things. That's not going well. Victor Roque scores the opening goal of the game. Well, that's kind of down our chances. No favours at all. We're probably not going to do well. Okay, I genuinely thought we had to do better than this early on, but clearly this might already be over. So we've got to hope for more. And I really, really hope this is not just a one-off thing and we've lost the ball again. We're not changing our tactical play, we're just changing mentality, and I think the mentality can still be good. We just need to be very smart about how we do this, and I really, really hope that whatever happens now, it's not going to come back to bite us. We've just seen them hit the post. I don't have a lot of faith. I've got to encourage the players. We're not expected to do well here, and oh dear. Kone, Ferran Torres, Pedri, it's been blocked. I don't know how that's not gone in, but we're surviving. For the most part. Okay, so still very early on. This is definitely not going to be the season we're going to do anything. I knew that as soon as we got given Barcelona, we were going to be having an uphill battle. The fact we lost the first leg was not great at all, and Kone has just done that. Manu Kone has just absolutely destroyed my defense, as if it wasn't even there. What a goal. I genuinely fear that we might not be doing well, and Kone just does this. He's just absolutely left every defender for dead. Cavallini's got no chance. And what can you do in that situation? I've just told the players to just relax and enjoy the experience. We're not going to get anything out of this now. It's already over. But if we can get nick a goal back and make it 4-2 overall, that's great. Make it 2-1 in the night. As long as we don't lose by 4 goals, we're absolutely fine. As far as I'm concerned. Because we lost by 4 goals in the last game they took on. Oh, it's free. Never mind. We might be over. If it wasn't already done, this definitely compounds it. We can dominate our league, but Europe is going to be a completely different obstacle. The fact it took us 7 years to get to the round of 16 is telling in itself, isn't it? The worst part is we've not even let them have that many shots. They've just been very clinical, as that offside was another testament to that. If we can keep them quiet and not let them be as clinical as this, or let them create many great chances, we can be fine. But we just need to be smarter in the future with how we let them play. Yes, I took some risks, potentially, with the left-back position, because I generally don't have a starting left-back at this point I'm comfortable with. So I think that's something we need to strengthen in the future for the next transfer window. But I don't know. If we can get a goal back, that would be lovely. There's no pressure on the players. I've just told them, look, just play your game. Just have fun. That's our first chance we've seen. Yes, we're already 4 goals down overall, but as long as we don't lose 4-0 here overall, again, we'll be fine. I'm confident in the team in the future. This is a work in progress. They're still very, very young. And for most part, if we can become stronger from this experience, that's great. We've already made progress to the Champions League. I have no reason to be concerned. And I think in a few years' time, we can be the Barcelona in this tie. And we're not going to the Champions League. But let's be honest, we were never expected to win this game. This is a learning experience. This is a great opportunity. And we've done well to get to round of 16 for the first time. So happy days. Despite that, we still made £8.23 million anyway, so we did okay. And I think it's obvious that we're never going to go through, so that's fine. But for the most part, we've done okay, as Belanto is now suspended for the next game in the Champions League, which is perfectly fine because it's a qualifying round. We can work around that. Either way, what I'm going to be doing is ending this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys like and share this video, and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. But anyway, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.